everybody, to the real marks of Long Island. This is Ty and Court starting it off hot with some wrestling news. We are a mere week away, a week and a day away from WrestleMania Night 1. And next week, I think we're going to try to go live like we did last year for our predictions. That was a lot of fun. But this week, a lot of stuff happening. The gaps are closing for these storylines. I kind of want to start with my favorite attraction so far, the triple threat match. Even though I hate the concept of it because there's nothing to it. There's no like prize at the end of this match. But the caliber of this match and Paul Heyman's involvement is chef's kiss. And I want to talk about it because how was it the end of Raw?
Yeah.
Right? It was the end of Raw. We had a brawl with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And what happened, Court?
Punk got curb stomped, and Seth was about to curb stomp Heyman, and he stopped himself, and he said, "Now you owe me a favor." I'm with you. It's hard to do a triple threat, especially when there's really no, like you said, no prize. It's not for a title. It's not for a title shot. It's just, three guys who hate each other or want to tear each other apart, basically. Or, well, really, Seth hates everyone. Roman and Punk are just kind of mutual in their hate for Seth. But I'm really excited for it. The Heyman stuff, that promo with Heyman and Seth was awesome. I loved that promo out of Seth. It might be one of his best in the last year. I feel like he's been kind of pushed to the side for the last over a year because he was just kind of he was the world champion, yes, but he was Cody's shield, and he was kind of just, he was hurt, came back, had this feud with Punk, and that promo work was masterful. And you could see he's edging on that heel face tweener, who am I? Am I gonna? And that's the Seth that is incredible. I mean, the match itself is gonna be great. You put Seth and Punk with anybody, it's fine. I mean, it's great. And Roman, it's fine. But I thought Seth's work was awesome. I love the tie-in. I think you had said you weren't crazy about Seth being like, "Now you owe me a favor." But I love that. I think that's awesome because it's just going to be a favor war for the next week and a half until Mania, until we figure it out.
So I don't because this is my whole opinion on the favor. Obviously, we didn't speak about this on the podcast. We did it through text. But I feel like this one's too much of a tease. I don't think there's going to be one. I think Paul Heyman might, maybe on Monday next week, promise something to him, but then not deliver. I think he really doesn't owe him. Maybe he does. He can stop his head in. But Paul Heyman got powerbombed through a table from his own bloodline family and, written off for a few weeks. So I could see Paul Heyman at WrestleMania not performing the certain favor, getting curb stomped and get written off for a little bit after WrestleMania to leave CM Punk and Roman maybe to have a little bit of a tussle. But again, I don't even know if Roman's specifically on SmackDown. I think that's what it seems like, but I don't think he was ever specifically drafted. I'm not sure if during the time they did the free agency that he was officially signed. I don't remember, but maybe he could go over to Raw and him and Punk could feud, or Punk just stays on Raw and SmackDown. The man, he knows he's getting older. He wants to put in all the time he can while he can. So maybe he does both shows, but I don't know. It just seems like a dumb wrench to throw in. I think if he didn't say anything and Heyman did it on his own, during WrestleMania, it would have been cooler, been a better payoff. But because Seth was like, "You owe me," I feel like it's too blunt, and I feel like it's not going to go over in Seth's favor. But I do think Seth might go over in this match because I think Paul Heyman is going to be a distraction, and I think that's what's going to cause Seth to get the win over both Punk and Roman.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like you said, we're probably going to go live for predictions, but I like Seth in this match. like I said, he hasn't had the best year as far as booking, as far as winning, as far as being pushed. He'll always be a top guy, but he needs this more than Punk and Roman, in my opinion. And I would love, and like you said, it is kind of blatant. Oh, like, this is you owe me a favor. But I would love if, all of a sudden WrestleMania comes and Heyman says, screw you to Punk and Roman both and aligns with Seth. Seth doesn't necessarily need Heyman, but just that ultimate move. This is both your guy, it's Roman's guy and Punk's guy, and Seth hates them both so much. I'm going to take your guy. He's going to be my guy now.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But like you said, with the favor already being out there, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen that way, but you never know. I would be on board for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Seth, like you said, he's lost matches to CM Punk clean. He's last year's WrestleMania, he lost clean to Drew. He lost his rematch against Drew. I think it was Priest, and then Drew cashed in and then ruined it. But like his record for all his like top tier matches have been more on the losing side. And the only way he beat Punk to steel cage match was because he got ripped out by Roman. And Seth wasn't done with CM Punk, so even if he won the match, it's not how he wanted it to go. So this whole year hasn't gone the way Seth has wanted it to go. And I think the payoff's going to be a big W at WrestleMania for him. Because, Punk's getting all his moments. He's getting a lot of wins. Roman, like everyone who listens to me on this podcast knows I don't give a shit about Roman. He's not around. Like, him not being around makes it so, like, easy for me to not give two shits about what happens with him. I don't care. If he wins, I feel like it's a slap in the face of both Punk and Seth. Both have been workhorses this year. Both have been a big draw for me personally to watch Raw and tune in every week. Like, when Raw was on USA, it was harder for me to watch, but I had the app on my phone. I didn't necessarily care. But this year, especially after like Netflix took over Raw, like, I'm watching every Monday night. Like, I want to see what happens with Punk. I want to see what happens with Seth. I want to see what happens, when Cody and Cena show up. I want to see what happens with the Judgment Day and what's going to happen with Finn and Dominic Mysterio. It's exciting. It's fun to watch again. Like, SmackDown still has its moments. I still tune in here and there while SmackDown's running. Like, I want to see the Cody segments when he's in there. When Punk's on SmackDown, I'm tuning in. When I know Seth's going to be on SmackDown, I'm tuning in. The tag division for SmackDown, I want to tune in. But other than that, like, Roman's not my draw. I don't get why people get excited. When I show up to an arena and he's there, I'm going to do and hold my thumb down the whole time until he makes his presence in the ring and the song cuts. And I'll be the last one doing this while everyone puts their hands down from that. Just to show just how much I fucking dislike this idiot.
You did that the whole WrestleMania entrance last year, and that was a long entrance, guys.
Yeah, my shoulder hurt.
It was long. But yeah, I agree with you. Roman, I've said it, doesn't do anything for me. It's not that I don't like the guy. He doesn't show up. I get that he feels that he's earned the right to not have to show up. Like, he thinks he can just, come and go as he pleases, which, okay, if that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. But, it's lead up to WrestleMania. How many times have we seen him? 3? 2?
We've seen John Cena more.
And that's saying something, and it's just like, I would love for Seth to go over, would love for Punk to go over. I would hate if Roman, which I could see happening. I mean, he's going to end up back in the title picture at some point. I don't think it'll be anytime before SummerSlam. I think you got to get through, Jay and Gunther, Cody and Cena, Randy's in the mix. There's plenty of people in the mix, and it's getting flooded. And when you don't show up to TV every week, and you're just there in spirit, you can't really be a champion. I mean, I shouldn't say that because he was champion for 1,000 days. Was there for maybe 50. But it's...
How about Jay staying on business against Gunther? He wasn't eating. He just meant it. He's ready to kick some ass. He's ready to take Gunther's soul at WrestleMania. And then he's on the Pat McAfee's One Night Out show, eating around like a motherfucker.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I think that promo from Jay was done perfectly. I don't know where this like turn on Jay went with the internet wrestling crowd.
I
It's the
know.
weirdest thing in the world to me because at the Rumble, like yes, there were certain people that were pissed that he won the Rumble, but a lot of people, 98%, I would say, were stoked. And then
Yeah.
leading up, still stoked, still stoked. Then just something happened where people were like, "Oh, he's sloppy, he doesn't deserve it." I don't think that's true. I think that he's got a different style than Gunther.
Mhm.
They're completely different. It's like it's almost on a level of like a Triple H and Shawn Michaels to me. Jay has more of that quick, fast action, and Triple H is more of a bruiser, but he's also technical like Gunther. Like just because their styles don't mesh in your eyes doesn't mean that they won't kill it in the ring, and they have the last 2 times that they faced off, or last time. That's 2 times, right? This would be the third match. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the third
yeah.
match. Yeah.
And I'm excited for it. I think that was exactly what he needed. He had to get a little away from the, dancing around and eating for a little while. Then he went right back to it on Pat McAfee's Big Night at. And people were like, "Oh, I'm not looking forward to this match." You're crazy. I think you're crazy if you think that.
Also, the Michael Cole that was at Pat McAfee show is the Michael Cole that needs to be on commentary at all times. Like, he was so laid back. He had the Jack Daniels in his hand, drinking it.
Drinking it.
He was like, let's just call some fucking sumo. And I'm like, this is like, why are you so professional when you're on the microphone nowadays, for Raw? Like, be like that. That would be hysterical. Michael Cole's amazing. But if he spoke how he spoke on Pat McAfee's One Night Out, fuck, he'd be even unstoppable on commentary. That would be amazing.
Dude, that was
But
great.
yeah,
He was so hammered.
he was
But
fucked up. Yeah, he was fucked up. But yeah, like, I feel like, especially with a lot of faces in wrestling, you can kind of like correlate it to those like 5 moves of doom. But in the sense, like, you need to have the crowd rallying at certain points, so they need to know what moves are happening. Like, for a heel, like, they can just destroy people however they want to, and they're not going to get cheered. But I think Jay has a fantastic moveset, especially for someone who wrestled tag team his whole life. Him and his brother, their whole lives have been tag team wrestlers, and I think he's transitioning very well as a singles wrestler. Look at the pop he had when he won the IC championship. I think people are quick to forget, the excitement he brings, the energy he brings to arenas. Like, I don't care what you say. The people that are hating online are probably seeing people yeeting around the arena when they go see, a Raw, and they're in the moment. They're loving it. Like, his shirts are awesome. His merch is awesome. The sunglasses, like, he's a walking billboard for merch. I don't know. I can't wait for him. I hope he wins. I hope he's the, world heavyweight champion. I hope he gets a better run than he did with the Intercontinental Championship, but this is his moment, man. I'm excited for him. I can't wait to see it. Let's go,
dude, me
James.
too. He needs this more than Gunther needs this, for sure.
Yeah. Now, let's go over I kind of want to like bring up. We talked about the segment. I think did we talk about it last week? I don't think we did. The Charlotte and
I think
Tiffany
you guys,
segment.
you and Justin did a little bit.
Right, because we did it on Saturday. That's right. So we did. But I do want to brush over real quick because it was like such a like I try like a save for great, like saving face kind of tweet. She's like, this is what happens when like someone uses, my past trauma in a promo and I get flustered. I'm like, come on, like not to bash Charlotte. I guess I'm gonna bash Charlotte a little bit, but like, look what you've done in the past, whether it's in the ring with Nia, like we spoke about last week, whether it's, passing the championships over to Becky, like, you've done these underhanded tactics. Look what you did to her in the promo when you guys were backstage in different areas. Like, you spoke over her, you disrespected her. And should Tiffany have brought that up? Probably not. But when you push buttons like that and you're going off script and you're really ribbing on people, like, you can't expect them not to do it back or take a shot back. You gotta, like, if you dish it, you gotta fucking take it. And like Justin and I spoke about, we hope it stays professional, that match. But, if it doesn't, I feel like Charlotte, you got to get some discipline or find your way out. AEW sounds like a great place for that kind of thing to
Yeah,
happen.
I think Rick has a contract with AEW, so it'd be perfect. But it's true. Like you gotta stay. Like yeah, some of it could be character. You could play some of it off the character. But when it happens so much, like you said, Becky with the belts when they were fighting in the ring, the stuff with Tiffany, the stuff with Nia. I saw a report on Twitter this week that she doesn't share a dressing room with the girls anymore. She like has her own area. That's crazy. Like that's do you think Cody like yeah, Cody has a bus. Do you think Cody doesn't go sit in the locker room with the boys? Like that's not the case. You're not better than everyone else. And I don't know if a lot of it's character, but it doesn't seem that way because of all of these events toppling on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's just I would love to see Tiffany win that match, and unfortunately I don't think she is. Because
I don't think she is
I
either.
just think Triple H has this thing for Charlotte. Like, not a thing, just like he sees her as his champion. I would love if like Becky came back and somehow interfered in the match. And then,
that'd be awesome.
if Tiffany does end up, if Charlotte does end up beating Tiffany, then go into Becky and Charlotte again because I don't care how many times that's done. That's one of those you can go back to constantly.
Yeah.
It just works.
It does. It's like the Rock and Stone Cold.
Exactly.
Those are so polarizing together. It's so great.
Like, that's like one that in like 10 years from now, there'll be like one of those A&E documentaries. Charlotte Becky.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Becky has to get back. She's summer redemption card. It's been like 6 months.
I'm gonna say you need Charlotte to win. You need Jay and Charlotte to win. You got some buybacks you need, right? Get that money.
I got a couple.
Just a couple haters. Or with the Bud Light. I'm jealous. I haven't drank it forever because my stomach. But so let's peer into the fucking spear scene and heard around the world.
Oh my god.
Because that was fucking epic. Poor Carlito, man. Like, I think he loves the gimmick. I think he loves being the Judgment Day. But that spear, man. Braun Breaker sprinting so fucking hard down the ramp. And just leaps and flips in the air. I was like, this is insane. He is going to be the future of this company. Like, I can see him being like the Randy Orton of this generation. Just like putting out 5-star match after 5-star match, just like giving his all every moment. Just hear the dogs barking for years to come.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna be huge.
Insane.
He's gonna be huge. That spear was, dude, every angle, because like people kept coming up with different angles, like across, next to, behind, in front of, every angle. It just looked cleaner and nastier at the same time. And then Carlito tweeted like, thanks, my funeral will be on Friday or something like that. Like, he's like, thanks for all your concern. I had a good run. But I think you're right. Carlito is loving what he's doing right now. How could he not? He's just goofing around and he's doing some of his best, like, character work, promo wise.
In one of the main factions that are happening right now in WWE.
Yeah, like he's getting airtime. He's getting, a paycheck and he's got a contract and he's chilling. He's cool as hell.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, for me, I feel like he was floundering in LWO because, like, he's so much better as a heel. He's so much better as a heel. And I hope they give him, like, a good push. And, like, if the Judgment Day ever breaks up or does break up, I really hope they give him something good for being a good soldier and being, like, a side character for all the Judgment Day storylines because he deserves it.
I could almost see him, like, say the Judgment Day does split, because I do have a theory on that, which I'll get to later. I could see him being, like, Dom's, like, little black, like, being on Dom's side, for, like, just no reason. Like, he's not helping anything. He's just there.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen with the Judgment Day?
All right, so I wanted to get into this. We'll talk about the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn and Dom are in the match, along with Penta and Braun. And I feel like Dom's winning. and I feel like he's gonna pin Finn, and I feel like that's it. It's over. At that point, it's over because then Finn breaks off, babyface Finn. You know, sick and tired of the Judgment Day shit and getting played by everybody, and that's what I have in my head.
Yeah, I don't want to get too into our like predictions too, but I had the same thought.
Yeah.
I had the same thought. What would make it even sweeter? I don't even know if he'd be cleared yet, but JD McDonough screwing over Finn to be like Judgment Day loyal, which would be hysterical. But I don't know. JD is such a personal connection with Finn, but it would give him such heat and also throw Finn right into babyface caliber, get screwed over by like the guy he brought into the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Killer feud because
I
they're
just-
so close.
Oh
They're
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I want Finn to get some flowers this year too. I felt like he was gonna get flowers this year because of the huge contract he signed, and I'm still waiting on it. Like, dude, you paid the man now. Give him some gold. Show him some
I
respect.
think it's coming. I think it's coming. It could come at WrestleMania. Like I said, we don't want to get into our predictions too much, but it could. I think he is deserving. I think he's deserving of another world title.
Mhm.
Which if Jay does win, then you have a face champion. So I don't know if you could do face Finn against face Jay.
Yeah.
But we got to see how it shakes out. But he does deserve, everything and more. He got so screwed when he was champion and got hurt, immediately after. And he's never really returned to that level of, that caliber of champion, which he deserves.
Who do you think's gonna win? I think SmackDown they're having that number one contenders women's tag team match. Who do you think because they're pushing Natalya and Maxine, this new tag team together, which to me is interesting. Are they ready to pull the trigger on Maxine and Natalya? Because I feel like best case scenario for Maxine is to be paired with Natalya.
Absolutely.
No brainer. Bring her to the dungeon, really fine tune her skills. But it looks like Katana and Chance are in there. What do they call Chelsea's?
I don't know what they.
Piper Niven.
I don't know what they call it.
They're like the first security or something like that.
I would love that.
We have
Bailey,
Zoe
right?
Stark. Lyra and Bailey, Zoe Stark, and why am I blanking on the other one's name? I always forget Zoe's name.
I know, now I forget. I have no idea who's in this match.
Because they're never on TV anymore. And then Michin and BFAB, which I feel like they're kind of forcing some tag teams for the SmackDown division. I guess they have to. Because, why pair Bailey and Lyra? It's a weird combo. I could see Bailey turning on Lyra during that match.
Yeah. I would like to.
And then maybe set up a
Go ahead.
match for them for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah, because the match they had on Monday, Bailey and Lyra, was awesome.
It was fantastic.
That was a great match. I think, that was for the title, but if you put that on a bigger scale with story behind it, absolutely a Mania match. For sure. Does Chelsea Green have an opponent for WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
Maybe she'll be double champ. Maybe her and Piper will win.
Well, no, it's Piper and Alba Fire,
right.
I think, right? Isn't it Piper
Yeah,
and Alba
right.
Fire?
My brain.
I'm trying to think of I like their name. I forget what it was though. Shows how much I pay attention to the women's tag team division.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Lynn and Raquel, they need a good team to actually dethrone them because their actual duo, they're entertaining. I feel like Liv's so hard to touch at this point in the women's division. She's up there with the Rheas, the Biancas, the Io Skys.
Oh yeah.
She's always gonna have a championship on her. When they lose the tag team championships, I guarantee she'll be Intercontinental champion in no time.
Oh
when that
yeah.
happens.
This is hard because you're right. They did mesh together some random names just to fill it out.
Yeah.
Maybe they are pushing the Natty Maxine thing, and that would work because they're so babyface and Liv and Raquel are so heel, and that'd be a great match. Even if Maxine's not all the way there yet, in the ring, that's 3 pretty damn good people to be in the ring with at Mania to get you there. And that's how you learn. That's what we said with Jade Cargill. Like, you know, as much as she had her run in AEW and she was great, she needed that tag team to get her confidence, her WWE wits about her, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I could see Natty. I'd be on board for Natty.
Yeah, I'm interested. The thing that sucks for me, in my opinion, is that we're so close to WrestleMania now. Like, I want those matches to like interest me. I want it to like mean something. So like, I feel like they're just obviously they want to have eyes on the women's tag team division, but like when you look at the SmackDown division, tag team division, it's studded. It's stacked. It's so good. The Street Profits are, you know, at a whole new level right now. Motor City Machine Guns are phenomenal. DIY, you know, they're always freaking good together.
Yeah.
It's even pretty deadly. They're entertaining. Fucking what's the Miz and Montaiz's fucking names? Yeah, Melodel Miz or something like that. Fuck, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I'm happy with the tag team side of things lately. Things have been very good, especially on SmackDown, like you just said. Raw,
yeah.
You really only have New Day and the War Raiders or Viking Raiders or
Yeah.
whatever they're called this week.
War Raiders, yeah.
Which is one thing, but yeah, they need to focus a little more on forming these tag teams. You know, they should have been done a month ago. They should have had this gauntlet match 3 weeks ago. Then you have a little build, because who's gonna care if any of those teams win? Natty and Maxine, Piper and Alba, you know, Lyra and Bailey, they're just thrown together for the most part.
Yeah.
And like you said, Liv and Raquel are a unit, so it's not really gonna be like this big anticipated matchup, no matter how good the actual in-ring work is. I always believe that the story has to be there too. And that's one thing that is lacking. But yeah, who knows? They could tear the house. Maybe make it a triple threat or something. Have like, somehow have two teams when they call it, or DQ, or I don't know, something.
Yeah. Let's talk about your boy, Adrenaline in his soul. Something, Cody Rhodes. I have a problem with that feud right now, real quick. We had such a hot moment 2 rows ago between Cody and Cena. And then radio fucking silence. Radio silence. I don't think Cena's going to be on SmackDown tonight. I think it's just Cody. Maybe Cena shows up, but it looks like just Cody's booked for SmackDown tonight. And that fucking sets me off. That's 3 shows that Cena is missing, literally on the cusp of WrestleMania. That to me is insane. I don't get it. You left off with such a good segment between the two, and I wanted more. And then it's like, the Cena's busy.
I hate it. I think it's bullshit. Cody gets backlash for it, which is just the dumbest thing. Because what do you want Cody to do? Go out there and, no offense to anyone in this position, cut the same promo. He's speaking to no one. And that's not even a John Cena joke. He's just actually not there. It's infuriating, and everyone wants to talk about his after WrestleMania schedule. Oh, he's on SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown. I don't care. I don't give a shit. After WrestleMania is a whole new animal. Yeah. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. If you're just going to show up after, because if you win, or even if you lose and you're frustrated and you're freaking out and you're having a spiral because you think maybe this won't happen, I understand that he has commitments. Fine. Then don't do this big retirement tour if you can't. He announced this like a year ago. So you're telling me that you can't clear your schedule? Like, if it meant so much to you, you would be. If it was something that was so important to you to give us back as fans, you know, great story, great ending to your career, a great way to close the book, you would be there. And he's not. And Cody, people are shitting on Cody for it, and that is just something that do not get, because that guy didn't miss any of the European shows. He was flying back to see his kid in the middle of the week and then coming back. Like, I think he flew back 3 different times. Like, that's insane. And Cena can't, miss a day of filming that he could have easily planned out if he looked ahead in the future. Like,
That's what
yeah.
I mean. Like, he could have easily done one show a
Yeah.
week. And with the money, like, you can have WWE pay for those trips if you wanted to, back and forth. Like, obviously, they'll pay for it. He's a draw. I just don't have a retirement tour if you're not going to show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's weird. There was no build for him for the Elimination Chamber, nothing for the Royal Rumble. And, like, it was so freaking stagnant. Then he showed up 3 Raws in a row, and it's like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm done.
See ya.
And it's tough because this feud is all promo, which makes sense because of the way that it's playing out. But like I said, Cody can't cut a promo against himself. He can't cut a promo with no one. The 3 Raws that they had were incredible, and I think they both did very well. Biasly, I'm going to say Cody buried him a few times, but it's just like you just have to be there. You just have to. Mania means so much to you. This match means so much to you. Being the 17-time world champion means so much to you. Just show up, or film a segment, film something, and
Be a satellite, baby.
and Cody can react to it. Just the fact, you're right. The fact that it's been dead air is the worst thing that could happen. And you have Cody going all these shows and media and promoting, and their faces are everywhere. That's fine. People are going to see John Cena and they're going to tune in, but like they're not worried about drawing. It's just the story deserves so much more, and that's partially why I think Cody's going to win too, because I just think the payoff would be too quick for Cena to win. I really do. I feel like I just feel like he's eventually going to get it. Like, we're not stupid. He's eventually going to become a 17-time world champion. Like, there's no chance that he won't. I just don't think it happens at Mania, and I don't think it deserves to happen at Mania. I think Cody has been the guy, and he's been carrying the feud, the company, everything on his. So, just show.
Cody did leak that he's Triple H's boy.
He did.
He's the golden goose.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I don't know what Cody can do tonight to really like push the story, unless like Cena is actually there and attacks him or something. I thought it was great they finally got physical, but then after that it's like, all right, like next week let's Cena get the best of him, like run, like not be scheduled, but then run up behind him, attack him, and like put him on notice. Like that would have been fucking cool as shit.
Like everything doesn't have to be advertised. Like he could just show up, and that'd be fine. But it's just the fact that it's been nothing. It's just you're right.
I'm hoping he's on SmackDown tonight. I'm hoping Cena's actually there. I hope he's like not like technically not scheduled, but he's actually backstage to do something, because that would make me so much happier. I'll give him a pass for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about Ric Flair out there saying, "I'm more than the 16-time world champion." Meanwhile, he's got in his Twitter handler, his bio, 16-time world champion.
Oh, right.
So, are you the 16-time world champion, or are you more? Because your Twitter bio says differently.
Man, what a downfall. It makes me so sad. If he would have retired after Shawn Michaels back in 2008, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Fucking legend. He could show up whenever he wants, cut a fucking Ric Flair promo, take home a Legends paycheck. But he can't help himself, man. He's just addicted to the limelight. He's addicted to the spotlight. He in a way uses Charlotte to get clicks and views and notoriety.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. It's just, I feel bad for him, but then he does it to himself. You
think he's got no money? Do you think he just like went through everything?
I feel like he has some money, but he can't have what he should. I mean, what is he? 3 divorces, 4 divorces?
But like he's been the top of the wrestling pinnacle for decades.
Yeah.
you gotta have made some good cash from that. Like, you don't put that away. You don't, like, even a portion of it, like, give yourself a little net. I don't know,
I don't think
man.
he's.
If I was his age, I would be fucking relaxing. You know, like you said, maybe showing up to a Raw here or there for my Legends paycheck to maybe grab a little bit extra. Like,
I don't know if he's doing it for money or if he's just doing it because he can't be out of it.
you're right. You have a good argument, because you're probably right. He probably doesn't want to be out
I
of
just
it.
feel like he can't help himself. Like, if he was sitting at
Yeah.
home and watching the Charlotte promo, like, he has to say something about it because he has to be involved. And, like,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of, people don't like him. Certain wrestlers don't like him. I know him and Mick Foley don't get along. And Mick Foley's, like, notoriety, like, the nicest person in wrestling history. Like,
Yep.
the nicest ever. And the fact that Flair doesn't like him, like, it just proves two
Yeah.
different levels of people. So I don't think it has anything to do with money. It could have a little bit to do with money for sure. Wanting to keep up his lifestyle, buy the Rolexes, buy the cars, buy the boats, whatever. Drink his 5th or 6th liver away. But I think a lot of it is just he can't help himself. He's just like, it's like a kid in a candy store. Like, oh, you want me to be on TV? You want me to talk about this? Absolutely. And it's just cringe.
Yeah.
So cringe.
How about Hogan's fucking beer always on commercial on Netflix? I'm like, oh my god. I think he was in the ring too. I think he had his logo in the ring, the one
I
on
think
Raw
it
or
was
something, or pay-per-view.
First Raw on Netflix.
No, it wasn't the
It
first
wasn't the
Raw.
first?
It was more recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it was more recently.
Yeah, I guess they signed a deal with him, but talk about a guy who is just a piece of shit, and people are finally getting on board with it.
How about
love it.
how about when everyone opens a Hogan card on Whatnot? What do people
Rip it.
say?
Not the pack, rip the card. I have Hogan cards there in my shoebox because they don't go in the
We're gonna use
binder.
them as we're gonna use them as a fire extender for fucking fire pit.
So true. But the Mania build has been good for even like the Io, Rhea, and Bianca match. That's officially a triple threat, which took a little too long to get there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They kind of slow played it a bit.
Slow played it a little bit. Like, everyone knew from the jump that it was gonna be.
The moment Rhea lost,
it was like pretty much confirmed that it was gonna be a triple threat then and there. So but I've been enjoying the Adam Pearce crash outs. They've been a lot of fun.
They're so good.
And I think that Io deserves to be the champion for a little bit. So I hope that I think that match will be a very good match because you have two very good workers and one mediocre-ish. But I think that Io deserves. I liked when she drop kicked them into each other the other day on Raw because it pretty much has been Rhea and Bianca going at it, and Io's just standing there like, I'm the champion.
Yeah, I like that story. I like it's like their egos, like Rhea and Bianca's egos, are so inflated, and they just don't give two shits about Io. But like, look how long Io was champion heading into the last few years of WrestleMania. Like, she's not someone to joke around with. She's someone to play with. Like, she's a superstar.
Oh, yeah.
She knows her worth, and I'm excited because like that's the one. What's one of the matches that I'm like, it can go to anyone, and I'm not gonna give my prediction. I'll wait to give it next week because my prediction I have locked in for that match. But that's what makes me happy. Like, that match to me can go one of three ways, like all three ways. And that's what's going to get me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, and
I'm excited about Cody Cena. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I know what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going to happen. Even Jay and Gunther, like, Jay winning is not a lot. It's not a lot for a long shot. Do I think his percentage to win is higher than Gunther's? Yeah. But there's a very good chance Gunther can walk away still champion.
Yeah. And I think Jay could survive. He could survive. It would be hard, but if it's taken the right way, he can definitely still be, he main event Jey Uso, even if he loses. But yeah, I don't think any of these matches are clear cut, you know, except Cody beating Cena, but that's just me. But like even like Logan Paul and AJ, I feel like that's a coin flip.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because I saw someone today was like, "Oh, it's so obvious. Logan's gonna go over. AJ's gonna put him over." I don't think it's that. I don't think that's obvious at all. I like, and that feels like a coin flip.
You know who doesn't put over Logan?
Yep.
Stu, the camera guy.
That was great, bro. Dude, Stu's a legend. Stu should go in the Hall of Fame.
So he's like, why would I believe you? Like, look at you. Why would I believe anything you say?
Did you see that Triple H and Logan thing with the Raw banner? Dude,
No.
there's a banner at Raw, and Logan's on the end, and he's saying to Triple H,
Oh,
he's saying
I
to Triple
did.
H, "Oh, like I think I should be more towards the middle." He goes, "Actually, I didn't want you at all, but Netflix made me keep you, so I put you at the end." It's just gold, man. It's fucking gold.
I just felt like you could tell like Logan was trying to like mess with Stu, but then you could tell Stu got under his skin. Like Stu won that exchange. He's like, I'm gonna go back to work. He's like, no, look, like here's the text message. He's like, didn't you say the state? This is the company. He's like, yeah, well, this is they said we couldn't announce it till we were on the stage. He's like, yeah, all right, sure thing. I'm gonna go back to work.
Dude, it's so because I think as good as he is in the ring, and I think he is starting to get respect, but
yeah,
it's just he's always gonna be that outsider, unless 20 years down the line, he's still there and he's still putting on crazy matches. But I don't have a problem with Logan and AJ. I think that'd be a great match. I think it might steal the show.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I'm excited for it. I think it's a great pair up. I think they can tear the house down. But I think what I'm coming up with in my brain right now is I think Stu should screw Cena at WrestleMania. Bring Stu to the forefront. Break the fourth wall. Get the main Steadicam guy out there and screw over the guy Cena always spoke to year in and year out.
Yeah, dude.
I'm here for it.
Stu is probably a Cody crybaby, man. He's part of the Cody Nation.
Is he? Is he part of Nikki Clan?
Nikki Clan? Oh my god, I miss Nikki.
I think Cody's bringing it back. He's a Clash of Clans sponsor now.
Yeah, Nikki Clan. I wish we were in Nikki Clan. Him and Steven.
I downloaded Clash of Clans just to fight Cody. Cody's.
I know. I kind of want to too, but I know I'll get addicted again.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's just like I wish they have like a skin for like your area, but they don't have like the skins for your barbarians and stuff.
Okay.
They do for other holiday skins and stuff like that. But I was thinking they were going to do WWE, but they didn't. At least from what I looked at, I played for a little bit. I'm like, all right, deleted.
I wonder if my base is still there.
Oh, mine was all decimated.
I'm sure
with
it's a mess.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Do we think Justin's gonna make a cameo, or are we gonna wrap this sucker up?
Justin, we've been recording for 45 minutes. Justin, did he text us? I think so.
No, I don't. He's radio silence like John Cena.
Justin's on the John Cena scale. I can't talk. I haven't been on this podcast in like 2 weeks. But
we didn't have 2 weeks, so we didn't film 2 weeks ago. Me and him filmed this week. But you were on the one before that. I wasn't.
Yeah, we
have
like
rotation.
a circle going on. But for next week, for WrestleMania build, we will all be in some form or fashion.
I will make it happen. I have an early day Monday, an early day Tuesday, and then I'm golden. I'm ready to roll.
Early days Wednesday, Thursday.
As of now, no.
Yeah. No, well, definitely. I would love to do a live show again. That was a lot of fun. I think everyone had fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't really want to talk too much about Mania without spoiling our predictions.
Yeah, we already kind of spoiled a little bit of predictions, but not too many. There's two nights.
Change.
Plenty of matches.
They can change. There is.
Tonight might be a big game changer.
Dude, I think I saw somewhere that on Peacock, with the pre-shows, both nights are advertised as 9 hours.
Probably,
so 3-hour pre-shows?
No, I think it's 2 hours.
So 7 hours?
Is it a 5-hour show? 2-hour pre-show?
It said 9 hours.
Huh.
I mean, that could...
Unless they're doing something different this year.
That could account for other stuff. But
Well, how long were we at? Were you in Philly?
That's what I was trying to think. We didn't watch the
'Cause
pre-show.
we went to Xfinity
Yeah.
Live. Yeah, we didn't watch the pre-show. We went to Xfinity Live pretty early.
And we walked in. What?
Was it?
6?
I think we got to Philly around like 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we
didn't
took like a 2:00 train. I think we got to Philly around 3. Started partying, and then
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe I'll hit the lotto in the next week. We can all go. I'll get us a box.
Well, that would be fucking sick. You never know. Never say
I'm
never.
not even playing the lotto, so
Just keep hitting those slots. You never know how much you're gonna
yeah.
win.
If I would have hit for what my mother hit, we would be going. All 3 of us. All 3 of us would be going.
Yeah, good thing I didn't. If I would have wanted to be like right to the student loan debt,
Yeah.
take this shit out of my way. No, that doesn't even clear my student loan debt, unfortunately. But yeah,
All right.
we won't end on a low note about my student loan debt. Get ready for next week, people. The last episode before WrestleMania. We're gonna try and do a live. We're gonna do our predictions. We're gonna see which one of us comes out on top with the predictions. I can't wait. I can't believe they're doing it Easter weekend. That to me is fucking insane. Easter Sunday is night 2 of
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Maybe Cody Rhodes will find some eggs with some championships in it. Maybe Cena will find some eggs that have fucking turds on them. Who cares? Who knows? We don't know. Maybe Roman Reigns will find the same eggs. But with that being said, thank you all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and being a part of our little community here at the Real Marks of Long Island. And we will catch you on the next one. Real Marks